Greetings to the viewers and subscribers. Today we will be covering Catering N5. As we begin, I would love to remind our fellow viewers and subscribers that I normally recommend that when watching these videos, ensure that you have a scribbler and a pen for taking necessary notes that you might find be helpful to you. So the last time we covered the terminologies, so I think now I will be diving into the next point, which is the uses of stocks. So I'll be explaining the uses of stock. So ensure that you subscribe, you turn on that notification bell so that you can be updated automatically when I upload the next video. And these videos will be you're gonna find a playlist where you're gonna find all the videos that are related to Catering N5. So you can just search the playlist for the course that you are doing. Then you gonna follow that playlist, or you can watch however you like. But what's important is that I've created playlist for you guys to make things, to organize our house, so that the videos are not mixed up. So now looking into the uses of stocks. So the uses of stock, I just have 3 points under these uses of stocks. They normally like to ask, what are the uses of stock? It can be a 2-mark question. It can be a multiple choice. It can be a true or false question. Normally you're gonna find it around those questions, but they can also make it at the end of the exam where they just decide to put extra 2 marks, which is they're gonna ask you the use of stocks. So what are the uses of stocks? So I'm going to share these points that I think they are simple and very easy to remember. So whatever that I'm sharing, it was extracted from the textbook, but because of I realized that many students they struggle with terminologies, terms in terms of French terms, English terms. So hence I was able to simplify the modules and the notes. Right, so the uses of stocks. Number one, the point that falls under the uses of stock is stocks can be used as a base for sauces or soup. So when we say a base, we mean something, a development, a foundation. That's what we are referring to. They can be used as a foundation for what? For sauces or for soups. So stocks can be used to making sauces, can be used for making soups. I think you are going to cook soup. Back in my times at my college, we normally, the first dish that we prepared was soup and dumpling and bread. I don't remember, but yeah. So I think they normally going to put the first practical to be sauces and soups, so that you have the practical side of what you are learning, and it becomes more easy to remember once you get to do those kind of practicals. So in case you are not going to do it, you can just do it yourself. So catering, the cheating code for you to pass catering, guys, it's you applying whatever you are taking from the textbook. If they say these are the ways of making mayonnaise, go buy those ingredients. Try making mayonnaise. Once you do that, the steps are already in you, in your blood. It's very rare that you're going to miss all the points once you have done it practical. So most of the students that I treat, I always tell them that when it comes to catering, whatever we are learning, ensure that you practice in reality. You do it in a practical way, so that it sticks in your mind, it sticks in you. Once you have done it, you will remember that, oh, I remember, and for we did this, and when we were doing milk tart, we started like this. I guess I know milk tart consists of tart base. It's easy for you to remember that kind of information once you have done it practical. So I recommend that whenever learning catering, ensure where there are things like this, where they say this thing can be used to prepare this and this, try and use that to prepare a meal for yourself. You don't have necessarily to cook for the people at your home. You can try it for yourself. That's how you're going to master the pieces of cheating in catering. So you're cheating smart. It becomes more easy to apply information once it has been done practical. So I said the first point is going to be used as a base for sauce and soups. So I'm gonna try be quick in explaining. I don't want my videos to be that long. I had request that I must at least make the videos not pass over 1 hour, but try to be average 30 minutes, so that you guys can know that you're going to spend 1 hour for module 1 hour for module 2. So I'm gonna try and touch on the necessary points as quick as possible. So I said the first point, it can be used as a base for sauce and soups. Then the second point is that it can also be used as a base for stews. So when you are making a stew, you can also use it as a base. So I've already explained what a stock is. So the terminologies I've already explained. By now you should be knowing what a stock is. So I won't explain what a stock is. So you are coming here, you must have first started from the previous video where I explained the terminologies. Then the other point is it can be used for cooking medium or vegetable or grains. So cooking medium, it's a cooking method that I believe that you guys have learned in N4. So in cooking different cooking methods. Cooking medium, it's like when you want to roast or when you are smoking something. You normally see people pouring. They do not pour it. Notice sometimes they pour a liquid that has a flavor, which is it's a stock, right? They pour a stock so that the evaporation gets to the meat. It gives the meat that flavor while it's being smoked. So I'm going to dive into the third point, which is the principles to follow to produce quality stock. So you see what I was trying to explain to you. These kind of things are the things that you need to follow, right? Are the things that you need to practice. You need to get the ingredients. Do it yourself. You imagine people who know that you did hospitality, and then they say we have our chef at home, and you can't even produce the basics of what you have learned. So ensure that you do not become a disgrace in your course, because people, once they know you did hospitality, they will always expect you to be an expert when it comes to food, and I do not blame them. That's the stereotype. That's the culture that hospitality has developed. People believe that we are master chefs, so we must be mastering in terms of kitchen references. So how do we produce a quality stock? You must be able to say, oh, this is how we are going to produce a quality stock, right? So taking it from what? From expert, which is you. You're going to say the first thing, you're going to start with what? Cold water. That's the first point. So these are steps, guys. So they are not just points. You write step 1, or you can highlight that this is the first step of making a quality stock. So you're gonna start with cold water, and then number 2, you're gonna gentle simmer, and number 3, you're gonna skim frequently. Once that scum keeps coming up, you're gonna skim the scrum. So then number 4, you're gonna strain, right? Then number 5, you're gonna cool it quickly. You quickly remove it from the heat. So you do not cool it while it's on the heat. You remove it aside from the plate. Then the point number 6, you store it properly. Stocks needs to be stored properly. You don't just put it in any container. There are certain things that could be used to store stock. So you will find the storing. You have done the storing of food, so you're going to easily remember when we get to the storing part. But yeah, for now, then I think there was you store properly. So yeah, we can just end there. You store properly. Then moving to the basic ingredients for all type of stocks. So now we are referring to all type of stock. Remember, guys, we have different stocks. We have white stock, brown stock, fish stock. So now these are the ingredients. These are the basic ingredients. The basics are, when we say the basics, it's you knowing that you need to wash your hands before going to the kitchen. So those are kind of examples, right, of if I were to recommend you to a agency that is looking for hospitality students, they will expect you to be knowing the basics. They do not expect to be training you from scratch, right? So they be expecting someone with some basics elements. So, but here, in terms of the ingredients, the basics ingredients for all type of stock, so you will be looking into what? A major flavoring ingredient. So as a stock, it's a stock by flavor. It cannot be a plain stock. It has to have a flavor. So the first point is that we are focusing on what? Flavoring. You can just say flavoring. Flavoring is a main point. So you can just say flavoring ingredient or major flavoring ingredients. So for example, if I want to make a carrot stock, I must have extracted that aroma from what? From carrots. If I want to have fish stock, I must have that aroma from what? From fish. So everything has aroma, has smell. So if I want, for example, let me say I was going to prepare a rice stock, I must have extracted the aroma from rice, right? So those are the examples that I'm just giving you so that you get to see that, oh yeah, it makes sense. This is the basic. So it first needs to have a flavor. Then number 2, the liquid. So typically, I would say that mostly we're going to be basing it on water, but somehow we can use wine, but it depends on what we are preparing. Wine cannot be used everywhere in cooking. It has specifications. It has standards where it can be inserted and where it cannot be inserted. So, but for argument's sake, we're sticking to what? Water as our basic liquid. So water is our basic liquid. So Mirapo, I said, how you going to see the I think I have explained the terminologies. What is Mirapo? So I'm not gonna explain that Mirapo is what. So I explain on the terminology. So I would expect you to be knowing the definition. I said give yourself time mastering the definitions, because when it comes to catering, the most part that students are struggling with are terminologies, are terms, and the examiner knows exactly how to set the question paper. By knowing your weaknesses, he or she makes sure that there are gonna be terms that are going to be terrifying you to lose your confidence while you are writing, and we don't want to see that. So aromatics, aromatics. What are aromatics? I've explained on the terminologies. I won't touch on that. So the classification of stocks. So now we are looking into the classification. You see, classification are always important because we know, if you follow my channel, you know that we don't skip classification from N4 until N6. Whether classification is gonna show up, somehow the examiner is gonna put it there. We know that examiner likes classification, likes you classifying. So we got the classification of stocks, which is point number 5. Yes, if I'm not wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's point number 5. So we got Y stock. So that is the first classification. When we say classification, it must not confuse you. So classification, it means the different stocks that we have, right? The different stocks. It specifically talks about that. They can say just give us the classification of stocks. What the examiner is asking you is, tell me the different types of stocks. So it's you just reading for understanding. That's why I always say most of the things they do not ask the information the way you would think they ask the information, the way you think things are written, but somehow they ask according to their understanding. That's why the question always confuses students. It's not that students do not know the answer, it's the way they have asked the question that makes you confused, because the examiner, when he or she asks the question, she or he is testing your understanding. The question is based on seeing that you can apply, you can know the difference between whatever information that is required for you to know. So classification of stocks is same as different types of stock. So you would know white stock, brown stock, vegetable stock, fish stock. So for now we got how many? 4. So we got 4 different types of stock. So classification of stock are 4 different types of stock, which is they can put it somehow. So sometimes they're gonna say 4 different types of stock. You don't know. You will say, but I've never seen the types of stock in the textbook. It's there. It's just that the term is being changed. Is being phrased. It might be phrased in a manner that you won't remember because you crammed classification, while the examiner wants the different types of stock. So you see, the examiner tests what understanding, does not test what you crammed. So that's why I'm always trying to make you aware when we are using your CPF method, guys. Ensure that you understand that, okay, the phrase of whatever I'm cramming, it could be asked in this manner. So moving to another point, the cooking time for stock. So focusing on the cooking times, so we're going to be looking into the cooking times. So I think this question can be specifically be there on your true or false question. Definitely the examiner is going to put it there on your true or false. Can say a fish or vegetable can take 45 minutes to 1 hour. True or false? It's true. So the cooking time for stock, we know fish and vegetable, it takes around 45 minutes to 1 hour. Ensure that you write the point, those kind of points, that a fish or vegetable stock, it takes 45 to 1 hour to be prepared. Then the white stock, which is, we said we talked about the white stock. it coming from chicken, coming from poultry, which is the different birds. So white stock can be white meat, right? So it takes approximately 2-4 hours. So be careful of the time frames. So white stock it's 4 hours, fish and vegetable 45 to 1 hour max. You can just say 1 hour or 45. But for a reference sake, I know that she or he might play with this time. So point number 3, white meat, which is we are referring to Abu Latin, Abu Martin, Abu what's this, sheep. We're referring to white meat, isn't like not beef, but yeah. So white meat specifically, if they say white meat, now it's 6 to 8 hours. But if they say white stock is poultry like duck, turkey, chicken, so it's 4 hours. Do not mix the two. They're nearly related, but they differ, guys. So the other one is for birds, the other one is for white meat like mutton, goat, sheep, you understand? So yeah, white meat, it takes around 6 to 8 hours for us to obtain a white meat stock. It's going to take us 6 to 8 hours. For us to obtain brown stock, it's also going to take us 6 to 8 hours. So know those time frames, because the examiner might say white meat takes 45 to 1 hour, because you do not know what is what. You're going to say true, right? So pay attention, because you don't want to miss this simple 1 mark. You don't know if how they're going to help you. So the benefits of procedure based on HACCP. So HACCP, we did it in N4, and now it comes back. And you know why it comes back? They want to see that you know what HACCP is. They want to see that you know what HACCP. If you don't know what HACCP is, if you forgot the terminology, you better go there N4 and remind yourself what HACCP is, and also check what topic and discover those notes are about HACCP, because the examiner might troll on this on your final exams. So we're gonna be also doing past papers to see the structure of the question paper, how it changes, and maybe if we are lucky enough, we might predict what's next, right? So that will be discussed. That will be discussed on our public group chat, which is you just go to the profile, you click the link, then it will automatically join you on our public group chat. So the benefits of procedure based on HACCP. So these are the benefits of procedure based on the HACCP. So the benefits of following the procedures in terms of hazard, I don't remember the abbreviation. You will forgive me for that, but I will check what HACCP refers. I forgot. It's been a long time that I read my books. So yeah, but I think you all know what HACCP is. I don't quite remember very well what HACCP stands for, but I know that is hazard protocol or whatever. So the benefits of following the procedure. The procedure, it's like the process or the steps of ensuring something is done correctly. So the procedure must not confuse you. When you see procedures, you understand that, it is the process or the steps of making sure that something is being done correctly to avoid errors. So point number 1, it saves your business money in the long run. So I know that it has to deal with hazards and what's so not. So the first point of following the HACCP procedure, it will save your business money in the long run. So I think it refers to the cockroaches, the rats eating your food, the food getting spoiled, the storing of food. I think it refers to a lot of things. So you just go back to your N4 textbook and just remind yourself about HACCP, what it actually means and what it protects you. So you can avoid poisoning your customers. So point number 2, you can avoid poisoning your customers. That is also a benefit. Your food safety standards increase if you follow these procedures, these processes, ensuring that things are done correctly. It will also help you to ensure food safety standards. Food safety standards will increase. It ensure that you are compliant with the law. Your standards of food quality increase, so you produce best quality food. It helps you to organize your staff, to promote teamwork and efficiency. So that is the last point. So I've given you 6 points under benefits of procedure based on HACCP. So I won't repeat that. So you can just go back and press back, listen again until you get the fully point. So evaluating the quality of stock. So when we are evaluating, what is the term evaluating? So the thing here that confuses, that mostly confuses students, I said are the terms. So someone who does not normally read comes across this kind of term, evaluating the quality of stock, evaluating. Now you're wasting time by thinking just a simple term. What is evaluating? What is evaluate? So it must come even when you wake up. If they ask you, let's talk about evaluating evaluating the quality of stock. You must just wake up and tell the answers, right? So evaluating means checking. If I can say it in simple terms, you are checking. It's evaluating, it's checking, it's comparing. So I think what else it refers to, but when you're evaluating, you are checking if things went according to the way you wanted them to proceed. So when we are evaluating, it refers to you comparing or checking if things did go according to plan. So that's why you are going to evaluate. Hence, that is why they test your dish to evaluate if you did things correctly. So basically, when your lecturers are testing your food, they are evaluating that you have followed the procedure, you have followed the standards. So evaluating the quality of stock now. So what are we looking at? What are we checking? What are we comparing? So number 1, the point under evaluating is flavor. We are checking for flavor. Number 2, we're checking for color. Number 3, we're checking for aroma. Number 4, we're checking for clarity. So when it comes to stock, we must smell the flavor. It must have a flavor, but it must not be quiet. It must not be quiet. Sorry for saying smell the flavor, but it must not be quiet. It must be tasty. We must feel that flavor in our mouth. We must feel that flavor. The color must be appetizing. You must be drawn to use the stock or even drink the stock. The stock. The stock in Zulu terms is umhluzi. You must wish to drink that umhluzi. So the aroma is the smell of the stock, is the smell of umhluz. So you must be able to smell that chicken, smell that beef, smell that white meat stock or vegetable stock or fish stock. So the clarity, it must be clear that it is a brown stock or a white stock. We can't smell a chicken on a brown stock, guys. So it must be clear that if you say you prepared a white stock, I must be able to point that this is a white stock. If you say you prepared a brown stock, I must be able to point that this is a brown stock. So evaluating is checking the clarity of the stock. So I think I'm going to cut here. Then the next time when we meet on the next video, I think we will be looking on the soup terminologies. So ensure that you subscribe, you turn on that notification bell, and for those who are new, please show love by subscribing. We also offer tutoring lessons. The flyers will be posted at the end of the video. If you have any questions, you can just WhatsApp the admin if you join the public group chat. So you just ask, you can just text me. So, or you follow the flyer. The flyer will give you the person's contact that you're going to text regarding our tutoring lessons. See you on the next video.